Power Rangers Once and Always is a 30-year anniversary special for, you guessed it, Power Rangers. And it's not wholly terrible or anything. The choreography is fine, the cinematography is above average for the series, the same cheesy charm is still around, and it has some nice themes. Once and Always proclaims that it's important to recall the spirit of the past, not to obsess over its glory and detail. And we get to see some of that good, ultra-corny, self-sacrifice is true heroism stuff too. Unfortunately, it's also buried under a thick mountain of lazy fan service and hypocrisy. The special is not only obsessed with the past itself, but also misremembers its own spirit. There are some points where the characters seriously get together, say stuff like, "Hey, remember that rule we established?" And then they all go, "Yeah, I do," and proceed to ignore the rule with no consequences. Almost everything in here is vapid name-drop references without substance. It's plain nostalgia bait. But if you actually do remember or care about any of these shows, the inaccuracies will drive you mad. It did me, at least. The core narrative is supposedly built around Min, and her succeeding Trini as the new Yellow Ranger, but the flow of events and their intention is completely laughable. The Rangers pull Min aside to chastise her for wanting revenge at one point, stating that that's not the true hero's path. But then later, they act out in revenge themselves, even going so far as to state that intention aloud before delivering the killing blow. The Rangers also arbitrarily decide not to kill two random goons, apparently just to teach Min a lesson about mercy. But not only do the Rangers constantly kill hordes of goons in the rest of the franchise, but those two goons they did spare literally come back to make everything worse later. I'm all for the mercy angle, believe me, but it's handled so terribly here that it feels like bad comedy. You can't just spare murderously violent people arbitrarily. It has to be for a good reason. And it wasn't. So now Min almost died. But it's okay because her near-death experience was self-sacrifice, and now she can be a ranger too. It's all so lazy and superficial. It barely functions, and the special is clearly hoping you'll be too dazzled by the fan service to care. I know Power Rangers sometimes has pretty lackluster writing, and it's expected that you'll excuse some of that as campy charm. But this was a really bad attempt at a serious narrative. I only recommend it if you're looking for rapid-fire hits of superficial nostalgia.